And it's now recording. Right then, good afternoon. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
And could I please ask you, just to start with, is if you could just tell us just some very simple things about yourself, like your job and your financial situation, which I understand is poo.
Yeah, well, my name's Mavis. I can't believe I've just said that. And I work for a company. Can't say the wage is great. We haven't exactly had a pay rise in quite a while.
No.
Whereas everything else seems to be going up. So yeah, you could say I'm struggling a little bit.
And can I ask what the work actually entails?
I'm a support worker.
Right. What does that mean?
It just basically means that I help with the disabled to help them have a normal life as they can do and live independently.
Right. So this is in their own homes.
Yes.
And you've got to sort of cook and clean and all the rest of it.
Yeah, we do help with things like that.
Is it true to say that you actually like cleaning?
Yeah, I do like cleaning.
Yeah, it's just the money's poor, but you actually like the work.
I love the work.
Okay. And are you aware that last, not the Monday that's just gone, but the Monday before that, the 24th of October, there was a debate in the House of Commons followed by an MP's vote on whether we should have a referendum to stay. Right.
I know there was about 80 people or something that kind of went against the MP.
The MP?
PM, Prime Minister.
The PM, oh that's right, yes. Yeah. They didn't vote according as they were told. Yes, actually it was 110. If you add the Labour MPs and the Tory MPs who rebelled and didn't vote as they'd been told. And do you know why they went against the government? Why it was so important to them?
No.
Right. What is your personal feeling about the European Union? Do you know anything about it?
Well, all I really know is obviously about the euro.
Yes, and what do you know about the euro?
Well, basically that at one point that Britain was looking at going into the euro, which was turned down or whatever, for whatever reason it was at the time. You've obviously got Spain and that lot at the moment that are in with the euro, and from what I gather there's been a few problems with it anyway. Okay. You don't know what those problems are exactly? I can't think what they are, to be honest.
No. Can I ask, I'm not intending to be rude or anything, excuse me, but is it true to say that you never actually watch the news?
I do watch the news, but I can't really say I always pay attention to stuff like that.
It's just sort of on, if it's happened to be on and you're in the room, you don't particularly watch it that much.
Unless there's like a story that I've followed, like one incident with the Panorama incident that was going on. I watched that on the news.
Oh yeah, what was that about?
Oh, that was in regards to a home where they were abusing disabled people.
Right, so you could relate to that. It's something you know about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it's something I'm really interested in, then yes, I will watch it.
Okay.
But if it's stuff that I don't personally fully understand, then no, I won't.
It's hard to follow it. Is that it?
I tend to lose track.
Right. So, would you prefer to have a referendum yourself?
I don't mind either way. I don't agree with us going into the EU. I believe that recently we tried bailing out another country.
Yes, that's correct.
From what I remember of the news, literally over this
last well week. Done. Yes, well done.
So personally, I think they've got enough problems here that needs to be sorted out, not us keep bailing out other countries.
No, a lot of people would agree with you on that. I certainly would, and everybody I've spoken to in the past week would agree with that.
I know that's partly to do with the euro itself or something like that.
Well, the campaign for a referendum has been ongoing for a long time.
Right.
A year or more. And the recent crisis with Greece is something that's developed to a serious crisis in recent weeks, independently of the campaign. And the reasons for withdrawing from the EU have been reinforced by the Greek crisis, but it didn't start with Greece. We wanted to get out and have a referendum and to get out long before then. What about immigration? If I say the word immigration to you, what's the first thing that comes into your head?
Immigration to me is obviously people, for me, that come over here, get the houses, etc., and don't work. If they're willing to come over and work, it wouldn't bother me as much. But then I do know people are struggling over here, so obviously we're then taking extra people on into our country, and it's stopping our people from being able to work.
Yes. And what about the situation with school? I understand that you have a young daughter who's waiting for a school place, but the schools are full and she's unable to.
2 within the catchment area are full.
Right.
But then I'm not entirely sure whether she will get in yet or not.
No, but if the school's full and they don't have a place for her, then she can't get in, can she?
No, but that's where, I suppose in a sense, the government should then be looking at funding, so my daughter is then able to travel.
Yes. Well, she could get into a school, yes, but why should she have to travel? Because
this is where obviously
foreign people have come here, and there are a lot of their children that are using our services, including schools, so that those services aren't now available for us.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're not the only one round here who thinks that, are you?
No.
No. I'd just like to go back to the EU for a minute. There isn't much that you actually know about the EU.
No.
You don't know who the president is and who's the chairman of the EU Commission, and
Wouldn't have a clue.
you don't know who they are.
No.
Are you aware that a lot of our laws, for instance, our border control laws, who we let in and who we don't, are controlled by Europe, by people we've never met and who are not accountable to us?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, you do know it now. The reason we have a high level of immigration, possibly as high as 200,000 a year, probably more than that, is because we don't have control of our own borders. That border control is administered by the EU.
Right, yeah, I went around.
One of the other consequences of the EU is the Human Rights Act, which means that people foreigners who come here and commit dreadful crimes, who we then want to deport back to their country of origin, we cannot do so because of the foreign-imposed, EU-imposed Human Rights Act. And that's just some of the legislation which we're suffering from as a result of the EU.
Okay.
And that's something that you hadn't really thought about.
Honestly, no.
Right. Do you feel like a little bit angry that these things are going on, that you can't really do anything about it and it's just going on and you don't know what to do?
That's why, though, I just get on with what I need to do, because I'm not going to change anything.
Aren't you?
No.
But
well, I personally don't believe I will.
What about other people?
Well, other people might be able to.
Right. Well, how do you think it is that they might be able to and you can't?
Well, because I don't tend to get involved as such in all of that side of things.
But why not?
I don't know. Till it starts affecting me personally, I don't.
Isn't that a bit selfish?
Well, no, because then there's people that do believe that what they're doing, so they'll do it.
Right.
And then if they want my help, then fine, I'll help.
Well, we do want your help.
And that's why I'm doing this, I think.
Okay. I'm not sure that this is going to help our situation with the EU, but it could make you famous on YouTube. Well, it could. So you don't actually know much about the EU or how it operates or how it came into being.
No.
And you're not particularly interested in getting that information.
No.
But if a leaflet came through your door saying, "Oh, the EU is this and thus and the other," you'd probably, you'd read it.
Yeah, I'd read it.
So the information that you've got on the EU is information that you've seen accidentally when either the news has been on or Panorama's been on or something. You don't sort of go looking for it.
No.
So that the information you get is actually very, very minimal. Yeah, very small. Okay, and doesn't it seem to you that that's a bit unfair? Don't you think that with something so important that would affect your children and your grandchildren and your great-great-grandchildren down through the future, the government should consult you on that?
Well, yeah, I think everyone should be aware of what is going on fully.
But you make no effort yourself to acquaint yourself with the facts?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a question of understanding that you have to do that if that's what you want to do, isn't it, really? And if you don't have the information, you don't know that you should do that.
Exactly.
So it's not entirely your fault. But it does seem like a very kind of closed sort of outlook. But never mind. As you know, just so the viewers can see, it's me. Hello, viewers. I've been going round the local area here in Ipswich today, collecting signatures to present to our MP, demanding a referendum. And one of the things that I've said in my letter to our MP and in a letter to the local paper, which will be printed next week, is that our MP, Dr. Poulter, has voted consistently to support the EU. He's voted to continue our payments, which are now £45 million a day to the EU. He's voted to hand over our sovereignty to the EU. Do you know what sovereignty is? No. Self-government. Right. He's voted for the EU Foreign Service, External Affairs Department, which is their foreign office, because he intends, like his horrible boss David Cameron, that we should not manage our own affairs, that we should not have a voice in the world as an independent free nation. I'm sure that pleases you.
No, not really.
So if the opportunity presented itself to do something about all this, you would be quite happy?
I'd be happy to get involved.
Right, okay. Also, I'd tell you that I went on the website of our local MP and there is no mention of the EU at all. It's like he's trying to conceal from you. He's trying to lie to you. Yeah. So, right, well, thank you very much for that, Mavis.
Thank you.
And, you know, I know you have to get back to, you know, cleaning, doing your hair and watching your soaps. And I would not want to get in the way of important stuff with my EU frippery. And so thank you very much. And we'll talk to you again next week, maybe.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.